Well, Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome into 2025. Not the busiest news week, but we had a few things drop that definitely want to talk about. So, let's get right into it. So, probably one of the biggest pieces of news that dropped this week was from Makoto Shinkai himself over on his Twitter account on New Year's Eve. Going off the Google Translate, obviously you can see it on screen. Happy New Year. 2024 was a year I spent working on a new movie. It's a great joy to build a new world that no one has seen before from scratch with my colleagues. I'll do my best to announce it in some way this year. I hope 2025 will be a peaceful year for everyone. So obviously the big thing was, not surprising, that another big movie is in the works, and at least the announcement is coming sometime this year. So it's good news, because I'm trying to think around what Suzume came out in around the spring of 2022, something like that, winter, spring. It came out in 22 regardless. So it's been, coming on 3 years. Obviously, we know films take a while, especially animated films take a little bit longer to create. So I'm really curious to see what we're going to get from his next movie. Is it going to be kind of what we've gotten from some of his other films, whether it's Suzume, Your Name, The Garden of Words, The Place Promised in our early days, which tend to have some kind of like romance to them, or is he going to try to branch out? Obviously, trends say he's going to do something pretty similar, but I think it's pretty interesting. This is really big news because, for the most part, I think all his movies have looked visually absolutely stunning. But I think as we've gone on, his writing's gotten a lot better. You look at some of his early works. I'm trying to think. All right, I'm gonna pull up real quick. Like 5 centimeters per second, which I thought looked absolutely stunning. Wasn't the biggest fan of the writing, but then you get Children's Lost Voices. Garden of Words looked absolutely stunning, but story left, at least for me personally, left a lot to be desired. Obviously, Your Name was an absolute banger. Like, it was extremely popular. Everybody loved it. Similar, maybe a slight step back with Weathering with You, and then obviously Suzume, which I thought was pretty enjoyable as well. So the more movies he makes, I think the overall quality gets better on average. So I'm, waiting to see what the next movie is going to be. And then obviously the actual announcement is going to be absolutely massive. I know there's a lot of you out there that are definitely looking forward to this. This is probably one of the biggest news we've got to start the year. And it's only, January 3rd? So, hey, you got a ways to go. A lot of other good stuff to definitely talk about as well. We also got some news about Gonzo. They said they are working on 2 new shows in the works. I think they said they had a release window for 2025 and 2026. So 2 new shows over the next 2 years. Their actual, it was the actual letter, though it's handwritten, so it's not necessarily the easiest to read. But pretty much came out and said they have 2 shows in development that are gonna premiere in 2025 and in 2026 respectively. So I had to bring it up just to remind myself and make sure everything was kind of good. Obviously, the last TV show they worked on was Phantasy Star Online 2 episode Oracle, which is all the way back in 2019, 2020 for like a proper TV series that they'd worked on. So it's been quite a while since we've actually had anything from Gonzo. Obviously, they had some OVAs around that they'd worked on around 2021 and stuff like that for Hori-san. And, about the same time, Hero Robots for some ONAs and stuff like that. But I mean, it kind of had been quite a while since we got us stuff. We were getting quite a lot of stuff for a while, and then it just kind of stopped. So it's glad to see we're getting more stuff from them, and the studio's just not gonna go away forever. Because we've gotten a lot of good stuff from the studio before in the past. Last Exile was a very good show. We have obviously the Rosario Vampire. I think they worked on Casino Stigma. It was Desert Punk. Welcome to the NHK. Like, the studio had worked on a lot of good stuff. So. I'm excited we're getting new shows from them, and I'm just kind of waiting on the announcement to see exactly what we're going to get for sure. We got a little bit smaller, some more sad news. For those of you that actually had Pluto TV as of January 1st, a few days ago, the official 24/7 Godzilla channel was officially went offline, essentially. So, some sad news. I, wearing my Godzilla shirt, and I'm wearing it. I'll be wearing it for the Anime Junction cast. Sorry, I misspoke. The Anime Junction podcast. I swear I can speak properly. We do that later tonight as well. So definitely some sad news. I know when we're doing that podcast, me and Brandon are going to have a lot of sad things to talk about, but I've also been in the process of trying to watch the films, essentially buy them physical. I never had Pluto TV, so that doesn't affect me, but I know there's a lot of Godzilla or just kaiju fans in general that will be sad about this. But it's the nature of everything, nothing lasts forever. So This is why having stuff on physical is so important. Because if it's on digital or if it's on TV, they could just be yanked away from you at a moment's notice. So I think there's definitely a deeper conversation to talk about that. Though I feel like we've me, Brandon, and a lot of other channels have talked about this to death to some degree. Yeah, as I kind of said, it was not the biggest, most exciting week, but I was able to watch the movie of this. We're finally getting Solo Leveling Season 2. We're getting the Episode 1 preview because the Season 2, Episode 1 officially airs tomorrow on the 4th, at least for us here in the U.S. The actual air time, it's what, 9:30 in the morning here in the 9:30 Pacific time. So Saturday morning, essentially, here in the U.S. It's what, 2:30 in the morning on Sunday Japan time, and then obviously you've got the rest of the times that we got posted here. I was able to go back and watch season 1 after watching the movie, which essentially summarized season 1 and it aired the first 2 episodes of season 2. So I'm like sold. I'm all in. I've bought it. I've heard people talk about it. Don't know why it took me this long to get around to watching it, but I'm absolutely in love with this show, and I, for one, cannot wait. But yeah, unfortunately not the biggest week. Not a whole lot of stuff to talk about, but some big stuff. We got new works coming from Gonzo, waiting to hear about a new Shinkai film to be announced later this year. So it's good. We know that we have that stuff coming. Those are going to obviously be really, really big announcements. Some sad news about the Pluto TV with Godzilla, and obviously Solo Leveling. 100% looking forward to, as well as we also talked about a whole lot of other stuff on our Anime Junction cast podcast about the winter anime and stuff that we have on the plate to look and talk about. So hey, let me know what you think about this news down below. Are you looking forward to Solo Leveling? You a huge fan? You didn't care for Makoto Shinkai's work or anything like that? Let me know down in the comments below. Give this video a like. Give the channel a sub. We appreciate everybody's support, and we will see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.